What's going on, everybody? C4 here today. And for those of you that are into the EA blogs, today is the Connected Franchise Mode blog. And I'm doing a unique thing. I literally woke up 5 minutes ago. It was posted 10 minutes ago. But I figured what better way to go through what everyone was expecting to be just a terrible blog, not getting anything that we wanted for Connected Franchise Mode, as we knew they weren't putting much effort into it this year. Let's go through it together and see for the Connected Franchise Mode blog. I mean, you look around, they had the MUT blog where they're drastically changing a lot of things. Looks like they're trying to avoid coin sellers. They're showing the Weekend League, the MUT squads, just a plethora of stuff in the MUT. Now it's looking at Connected Franchise Mode. So we're starting out with Connected Franchise Mode, the CFM blog, with a Play Now update, where you can now do Play Now Live, which means basically you could do, it makes no sense at all. Oh look, you could jump into stories around the league, so I assume that just means when injuries are there, you could play head-to-head matchups. Who gives a shit? Literally, you know, I'm not going to say that's a bad feature, Play Now Live, but let's be honest, it's minimalistic, and worst, should not be included in the Connected Franchise Mode blog. Again, looking like they're throwing as many different things that aren't classified as Connected Franchise Mode, so it looks like there's a bunch of new features. They have one that's called Simple Season, which means at the end of each Play Now Live matchup, seamlessly continue your team's season by using a brand new customization option. Play a simple season that gets you from game to game as fast as possible, or play a full control season to manage and improve your team as you see fit. Really, this doesn't make sense. It's literally like if you take Play Now where you're playing your buddy and things went well, you body bagged him or something like that, you could just jump right into a franchise mode with that team. How does that make anything different than just updating your rosters and starting a Connected Franchise Mode? Maybe I'm missing the plot here, but that does not make any sense to me. There's weekly training in this simple season, which is, again, it literally looks like they made a bare bones Connected Franchise Mode. That's all this looks like. It looks like, alright guys, this new Connected Franchise Mode feature is going to be exceptional. What we did was we made it so rather you start your Connected Franchise Mode by picking a team, you can now do a Play Now, take that Play Now team and bring it into a Connected Franchise Mode that's no in-depth. You can scout players. You can do cuts, injury management. It's exceptional. Who gives a fuck? I mean, you know, I've asked Rex on Twitter, how do I become an EA game changer so I can get that goddamn footage like everyone else? And he says you gotta bring constructive feedback. I may swear a little bit, but here's some constructive feedback. No. That is it. Look at here, there's franchise starting points, which it says you can start your franchise from any point of the season using starting points for Cloud Franchise. A starting point will be added each week of the season and let you jump right into the league with no simming required. Starting points reflect the major storylines in franchise as the year goes on. For example, the Cleveland Browns decide at the end of the preseason to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. You could start preseason week 1 with him on New England Patriots, or start right in the regular season week 1 after the trade occurred. Again, I'm not gonna lie, that's alright. But how is that a new feature? You can just straight up trade Jimmy Garoppolo from the Patriots to the Browns and start your Connected Franchise Mode fresh. It's eliminating one less step, but that's a big feature. Like, that's like half this goddamn thing. They put the goddamn screenshot of that in here as well on the blog. Customizable Draft board. It's for people that play offline. We all knew about Customizable Draft. I don't play online drafts, and I remember that was like the big feature they wanted to keep reverting back to when they're talking about the Customizable Draft boards. I mean, if you play off, it really seems like it's a very small market that do online franchise modes that are unable to make their draft dates. I think, you know, for you guys out there that do that, congratulations. It's probably the biggest improvement that we're going to see this year. But, I don't know. Draft logic. Whether you miss the draft or, again, it's kind of going into this. It literally looks like auto draft in fantasy football. So you're not going to just draft terrible players if you can't make your draft. Again, seems like they're really targeting a very small demographic for Connected Franchise Mode players here with all the online live draft updates and new features. Where's the coaching carousel, for God's sakes? There's franchise commentary. We're not even going to go through that. I mean, fucking who gives a shit? You're going to have just, you know, it's the same thing. If you do offline, you're going to be at disadvantage. If you do online, you get the live updates where they'll talk about, you know, an injury or suspension or how well a guy's starting off to a year. There's trade tuning. Trades are hard to make in the NFL. Some players are valued so highly that by trading for them would be nearly impossible. Franchise now simulates this by addressing some types of players that were previously too easy to get in the trade system. Holy shit. Are you saying that people that do, the other people that do rebuilds aren't going to be able to trade for Khalil Mack and Julio Jones every episode? Holy, that's a big one right there. Holy. All rookies now have bonus trade value for teams that drafted them, making them harder to trade for. Players in the first year of a new contract have a bonus trade value for the teams that signed them, making them harder trade targets. Backup quarterbacks and backup running backs now have bonus trade value, making them more difficult to snag. Again, you could just, this is one of those things where it seems a little realistic, but also you can manipulate it. I'm pretty sure if you just take over as, owner or coach of the team you want to trade for, you can just force it through either way like you do in Madden 17. But trade to it, I guess, so if it makes it harder for people that don't do realistic rebuilds, copyright, patent pending, if it makes their life a little difficult, why not? Free agent tuning, again, is just making things more difficult, more realistic. I mean, it is what it is. There's straight up nothing there. I guess it looks like the only improvements are you'd be able to, like, if no one gets an offer, you could offer a guy that's like a 75 overall. If he does no offers on the first day, you could offer him literally in the red. You could offer, if he wants $5 million, you could offer him $500K, and he'd probably sign with you. So I guess that is a good tuning adjustment. Progression tuning looks like you get more XP for awards, goals, training, ratings, stuff like that. Looks like maybe they'll help you out if a guy's really old, like say Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald probably wouldn't have gotten much XP last year, but look, he fucking led the league in receptions, so he should have actually got a bunch of XP and looked to improve. And Larry Fitzgerald is 34, for example. I don't know how old he is. Let's say he's 33, 34, and he's an 85. You would just assume if he has a meh season, that 85 going in the next year would be like 82 or something like that. But if he leads the league in receptions, the way Madden has gone, he always takes a hit. He'll go from an 85. Even if he dominates, he still will go down. I think if he's 85, and based off of the year he had last year, just for example, where he led the league in receptions, he should be like up to an 87 or something like that. So it looks like they're going to be more fine-tuned and be less harsh to aging players, which I guess is a bonus. Injury tuning, they now have off-ball injuries. That seems like something, we have to wait and see. That's probably going to be pretty damn annoying, I think. Position grades, the way to evaluate your team the most important for roster management goals. When letter grades were added, the intent was to help you make those evaluations quickly. However, those grades did not accurately describe how good your position was. I mean, who gives a shit about position grades? Retirement. Franchise now allows quarterbacks to play out a realistically lengthy career. For example, Tom Brady would not always retire in one season. Congrats! You fixed Tom Brady retiring after 1 year. I still got 19 years out of Carson Wentz. What does it matter? Preseason. Oh, Jesus. See this. Preseason is an exciting time for teams as they make decisions to build their 53-man roster. Teams are no longer to make roster cuts until the final week. Preseason games now feature more authentic playing time for starters. 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 1 quarter. I guess that's actually, I kind of like that. I'll give them credit. I like that tweaking on preseason, even though more often than not I do just sim through it. There's a companion app, don't care. Progression tuning, don't care. Just more about XP. So that's a second point. They've just reverted back to XP. Regression, they're going more in depth to that. Relocation. New franchise content gives players the opportunity to use current realistic relocation options. Added Las Vegas, removed LA, added San Diego. No Honolulu. I'm still, like, when the game comes out, this is definitely a video I'm going to make because I want to see if they added New Jerseys, and I'm going to get, fairly disappointed with what I see. They might add one for San Diego or Vegas, or they'll make it so you can be the Chargers. I don't know how the fuck they're going to do that, but that is the Connected Franchise Mode blog. No surprises. I mean, a lot of people are kind of hoping that the reason why it's taking so long and the fact that it's coming out roughly a week before we get it with EA Access was that maybe they're trying to squeeze in something. They're seeing the utter disappointment all around the board with the lack of updates and the lack of attention Connected Franchise Mode seemingly has got this year, and nothing. Like, I remember I had a top post on Reddit. It's like maybe they're trying to find something they can like implement over an update, an online update, and that's what they're trying to do, and they're trying to wait and stall so they can get that implemented in the game. Gotta be a rough one, fellas. This is gonna be the year I firmly believe, at least in the realm of Connected Franchise Mode, that the cream is gonna rise to the top in YouTube, because you're gonna have to be creative. Because if you're a guy that just is not creative, does the same thing as everybody else, and tries to catch on, it's not gonna work, because this is gonna be a carbon copy of Madden 17. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, support your creative Connected Franchise Mode YouTubers. You know who they are. And that's it for me, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about all these connected franchise mode features. I'll link it in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to subscribe. And until next time, C4 saying peace out.